got some wire cutters, cut the alarm, waited, police didn't come. On up in there. They talking mess. We know you back here, come out. I'm just sitting under the tarp. I'm like, all right, I'm not finna get out of this, but I hope they leave. So they call it K9. You see my mama frantic, whoop-de-wop-wop-wham, tell them don't shoot him, this and all that. I'm looking at my mama like, yeah, I blew it. I disrespected you and this is my consequences. If I would have something to say to the youth or anybody in general, don't give up. Look at me.
Yo, welcome back to Reentry Network Podcast. It's your boy Yak.
It's your boy T.
Man, we're back at it again. We got a special guest, man. I want to give a big thank you to Walt for hooking us up with his fam, man. He reached out. He's great people. Helped us out through OG Suicide at the No Jumper Studio, man. They've been giving love this whole time, and now they're actually referring some people that have a great story. Great story. You know, we've been having a lot of people that have been like fighting life, doing pretty large sentences, but this one's a little different. It's a shorter sentence, but it's a crazy success story too after that.
Yeah, for sure. Something, and we've been getting hit up a lot about, you know, different people working, doing different things. And so this is one of those ones. I think it's a hot career where a lot of individuals have access to it. You can be a felon and get a job in this field, so we definitely want to touch on that. And aside from that, he's our people's, comes from the same struggle, so we want to highlight that, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man. So with that being said, I want to give ourselves a big round of applause to the boy Aaron, a.k.a. Gizzle,
get
in the
it.
studio, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. How y'all doing this afternoon?
We're doing
Shit,
good,
I can't
man.
call it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here, bro. Like, it was pretty quick. I know we just hit you up like this week, and you made it happen, bro. You knew what it was about, so you gave us that time, and you gave them that time, right?
It was broken down to me already, so you know.
You got a lot of great things going on right now, and I'm really glad we're gonna be able to highlight that. Eventually, we're gonna touch on all that for sure. But you mentioned to us that, you know, you grew up in Compton, so we kind of want to hear what that experience was like, because you weren't born there, but you were raised there, right?
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Trials and tribulations. It's either gonna make you or break you.
Yeah.
That's as easy as I can simplify for you. Sum it up.
And was this something that you did alone? Or you had siblings that were kind of like by your side, or that, you know, went through your trials and tribulations with you?
I had people behind me, family. My younger brother, he passed away. My younger sister, she ended up doing her own thing, left state. And it's like how could I put this? You know how you grow up with people and it's like they become family? It happened like that for me. I mean, a couple people I had to stray away from, cut off, you know, distance them. Everybody can go. And like I said, it was rough. It was a trial, tribulation for me.
Yeah. Now, the brother you mentioned, was that like at a young age for you, or was that more
I was in
like...
prison when he passed away.
Oh,
Died of a
gotcha.
motorcycle accident in Arizona.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
tough.
sorry for that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah.
It's life.
And that's one thing too. It's like those are the instances, the things you miss too. Is like the people you have when you're inside, you can't participate in the funerals, or you can't really see them for the last time.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't participate in the funeral because they had phones. I mean, it's a violation.
Yeah.
I caught a couple of them, but I came home. But yeah, I video, FaceTimed and all that. Got to see them put the dirt on them, everything.
This was this is part of your total, ideally 9-year sentence, right?
Yeah.
But you did 5 years total.
Yeah.
So what led to that instance that got you incarcerated?
Yeah.
One day I was coming home from work. I worked at Anaheim doing security. I was coming home from work, and my little brother was on his way to baseball practice. He played for Seabats at Gonzalez Park, and he was walking.
That's a famous park, huh?
Yeah.
Gonzalez Park. I heard a lot about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was walking, and I'm looking at him like, okay, I know where you're going, but I see my shoes. He had on my Flint 13s. And I'm like, bro.
What year was this?
This
it had to been like
was
05 or something?
2013. Yeah, 2013, that's when I went to prison. And I got a temper. Well, I had it because I learned how to deal with it now. I just ignore you. It just depends on how, you know, how far it goes. But back then I didn't know how to control it, and snatched him up, snatched my shoes off his feet. Yeah, but he taller than me though. But he's like, I got size. I've always been stocky. Yeah. But he was just skinny and tall. Like everybody always been bigger than me. Even my little sister bigger than me. But yeah, and I took my shoes off his feet. So when I'm going home, I said something to my mother. So when I say something to her, I was wrong. But I wasn't thinking, like I said, a temper. I was very impulsive. So when I go home, we having a verbal disagreement or whatever. She kicked me out the house. So when she kicked me out the house, I'm like, dang, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to sleep. Then I also thought about it like, all right, I'm showed some dollars. I'm like, I gotta catch this bus and this train. Because at the time, it was, did I just come home from a case? I think I had just got out and I was also working back again.
Yeah.
But I hadn't been to county jail. I didn't go to prison yet. So I left the house, grabbed my backpack. I went to my grandfather's house around the corner. So I'm sitting down on my grandfather's steps thinking like, okay, what I'm gonna do? Ain't nobody here. Well, at least I don't think nobody was there. But I didn't even knock on the door. At least I don't remember knocking on the door. I just sat there, had my backpack that I had on me for work. So I'm looking across the street. I'm like, don't nobody ever be at this house like that. So I'm looking. I waited a while. Went across the street, seen how the security, got some wire cutters, cut the alarm, waited. Police didn't come. Went on up in there. So as I'm going up in there, I look up. And the silent alarm, I see it blinking. I'm like, ooh. So I bounced back out the house. I wait again. Police didn't come yet. So I went back up in there, seeing what I was looking for. I seen a jar of money. So as I'm getting ready to go out, police see my glove. No. Let me rewind that. I'm walking through the house. Then I find the jar of money. I see the police at the front door. So when I see the police at the front door, I'm like, fuck.
That's crazy. You got the literally like the definition of your hand in the cookie jar, huh?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Hand was in the cookie jar. So I'm like, okay, they knocking on the door, so they don't even know I'm in here. So I got to go back to the window that I came in through, and I had on black gloves. So they seen the black glove. So when they seen the black glove, they like, you stop. Brought it out the back door instantly. Went out the back door.
Just booked it.
Hit like 2-3 fences. I ended up in the corner house on Cordon in my neighborhood, and I was surrounded. So I'm seeing the police come up Compton Boulevard. I'm like, I can't hit the fence and run because they're going to see me. So I'm like, all right, what I'm going to do? Shed locked. I can't go out the front gate. I just hit under a blue tarp.
Was this daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Daytime.
Broad
This is
daylight.
daytime. They apprehended me because I was looking at the paper. They apprehended me at like, I want to say, I was hiding for like an hour. So I think they apprehended me at like 4 something. Yeah.
Man, that's it. And I'm sure that hour didn't seem like an hour. It seemed a lot longer than that, huh?
I'm hearing birds going up, dogs barking, sirens going off.
Everywhere.
I'm hearing they walkie. They came in the backyard where I was at. They looking in the trash can because I had a hat on. Took the hat off, threw it in the trash can. So they looking. They talking mess. We know you back here. Come out. I'm just sitting under the tarp. I'm like, all right, I'm not finna get out of this, but I hope they leave. So they call a K9. When they call a K9, they walk up to the tarp. Dog just sitting there breathing, literally standing over my head, bro.
No
I
way.
BS you not.
Like growling or just like
Just-
straight chilling?
Just chilling. I'm like, the dog don't smell me, something not right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm bland off the back as soon as the dog come up. But they didn't find me. So I'm watching them. I guess they got restless. They couldn't find me. Sheriffs couldn't find me. But this is the second time it's happened. They couldn't find me. So I think that's why they called the SWAT team. So when the SWAT team come, I hear it. And like, we're calling the SWAT team. And I'm like, I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait. I'm not going to give up. They got to find me. They can work for this. So SWAT team walking in the back. I see them lined up walking. They getting ready to go to the shed. They getting ready to kick the door in. For some reason, they don't kick the door in. So I'm looking like, all right, I wonder if they know I'm right here.
Like
or
you
not.
see the feet? Like
I
you said, like, you just
see them.
The feet, like,
Yeah,
doing this thing.
yeah.
I see them. I see them and I hear them. I'm watching their every move. Every move.
And you know what I'm thinking? I've been in a situation close to that, and they'll announce shit with the speaker.
Yeah, that's what they was doing.
Like if you're there, come out. We're gonna let the dog. And you were just hearing this, and your brain's just racing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Gotcha.
So-
Yeah, I can imagine, bro. That's wild, bro. That's intense.
I ain't gonna lie, my heart started beating. Once the
Yeah,
SWAT
shit.
team came up, like, all right, I know they're gonna make an example out of me now. But as I say, they was backing up. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So they grabbed the bomb. They set the bomb off and laid the tarp down. Once they let the tarp down, dog get to barking and like, come out, because they could see my print. So I laid it like I'm asleep. I don't move.
right.
I'm serious. I laid it like I'm asleep. Don't move at all. I got my security pad up. I think it was in my pocket. What else did I have? I had my cell phone. I was laying on top of my cell phone because I ended up calling my cousin. Like, man, hey, man, whoop-de-wop-wop-wham. Like, come grab me. He like, I'm not in the neighborhood. I mean, but it is what it is. I can see everything. So I'm like, you know what it is, what it is. So they pick me up, carry me out. You see my mama frantic. Whoop-de-wop-wop-wham. Tell them don't shoot him, this and all that. I'm looking at my mama like, yeah, I blew it. I disrespected you, and this is my consequences.
That's wild. What happened when they threw the bomb in there? What was it? What was that?
It was like, I don't know if it was a smoke bomb or a stun bomb. I don't know what it was. But my ears was ringing.
Just like, you just hear the...
Yeah. That's why I didn't move, huh?
For like a minute? Or
for a minute. It was for a minute. So they picked me up. They carried me. My one had one shoulder, one had another one, then the other one had my feet. That's how they carried me out.
Like a dead body or some shit. Huh?
Put me in the back seat. I'm looking at my mom, shaking my head. I'm looking at my neighbor Greg. You know, he
said, my neighbor Greg.
My neighbor.
That's not the same neighbor though.
Like this, just like,
he on a bike, just like damn, like literally shaking his head, like dang. So they tell me, they said, how long was you hiding under there for? A while. I said, how y'all find me? Your shoes. I said, my shoes? So then I thought about it. I'm like, the tarp is blue, my shoes is blue, they like the yellow. I'm like, because I don't some blue and yellow Air Maxes that had just came out. So they booked me.
They probably knew you were there for like at least the first 10 minutes. They started fucking with you. They just right up.
No, I mean, you got to think about it. Shit, it's not my first time doing this to them. Yeah. Last time I hid in the attic and got away.
No way. How the fuck did you do that?
I hid in the attic. They came up there, flashed the beam. We know you in here. I'm not coming down, but I'm not by myself. I literally had to talk a homie out of, bro, you not going down there. You go down there, you know what you got coming because you finna give us all away. So we just sat there and waited out.
This is something that you've been doing like from the past, right? Like,
nah, see, the first time we wasn't even burglarizing nothing.
No way.
Nah, it was just a vacant house in the neighborhood. Like if it's a vacant house in our neighborhood, okay, we look at it as a chill spot. But when that night, I guess the neighbors was alert. One of my crazy homies did something erratical and it caused attention. Called the police. I'm on probation. Other homie on probation.
Makes sense.
I'm like, bro, I'm not turning myself in. They finna work for this.
Violate me for real. Like, they gotta get you going again, bro.
And they left. We waited and then got away with it. Even though we didn't commit no crime, it would have been breaking and entering or trespassing. But still, that's a violation.
Right. So this wouldn't be your first time at least going to jail or getting some cuffs on.
No, you said you just did county, like in and out county type deal, right?
I went to county once. I've been out to the substation twice. Okay. But that second time they booked me and I went to the county. It was a case I caught and somebody, they didn't keep it solid.
I see.
You didn't get time for that one though?
No, I got time for that one for the case with him.
Oh, but it was more like you didn't get sent upstate for that one.
Nah, the county time. Gotcha. They could have. I took a deal. I think the max would have been 5 years, 8 months in prison for that first case.
Damn.
So that's a first official case too.
Yeah,
you
but see,
it
was 2 cases ran concurrent.
Okay,
the crime happened with the individual in Carson Park. He did what he did, and I wasn't finna tell on him, so I just took the blame. They caught him, but once they caught him, he sang like a birdie. Damn. What you want me to do?
Damn.
Then my lawyer I had, only way you gonna beat this is if you get on the stand. Not doing it, give me the time.
Yeah, what other option is there? Yeah, might as well just do what you do. Take it, keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's all I could do. So that case gave me, I did that case. I was on the run for it. I didn't know he told on me at first. I got, my people right here and a couple other homies. He's singing like a birdie, but I didn't believe it. I ain't had no black and white. I had no paperwork. But I'm out the way.
Right.
You feel me? Now, I was in the neighborhood one time right after that happened. And the bird came up. I'm looking like, what's going on? They're like, bro, go. I left. So I left, but like I said, that case, I didn't know I was on the run for. I was with another one of my cousins. We went to Stevenson Village Park to play basketball. I don't deal with her no more. This is my mother's child. She was with me. My cousin was with me too. And we was leaving the park. We was smoking in the car or whatever. We got to a stop sign. I stopped. Went on my day. Police made a U-turn. Bumped me up. I got something in the trunk, but I'm like, ooh. I'm thinking if I just tell my other little cousin to grab it, so I can put him, like, you know what, I ain't even finna put him in this. So I let him find it. No. Stand corrected. I had to fess up to it because somebody else in the car was on probation. They bashing his head against the hood of the car because he's a smart aleck. He being funny with him. I'm like, bro, come on now. But I'm laughing too. They make us take our shoes off and all that. It's like, what's in the car? First, I'm ignoring them. Nothing. But then I see what they doing to him. I'm like, you know what? It's something in the back seat. It's something in the trunk, and it's not his. It's mine. They're like, you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure it's mine. It's like, is this loaded? I'm like, it's not. Was it one on the head? It was one on the head. It was one up top. It was a black and gold Deuce 5. So they booked me for that one. While I'm in there, that's when they tell me, yeah, we gonna put you in the what you call that, the interrogation room for questioning. I'm like, okay. Like, all right. I'm like, why am I in here? That was like for a robbery. I'm like, a robbery? I'm like, it happened back in November. I'm like, November?
That's wild.
Then it dawned on me. They put the folder on the table. They're like, we're going to turn this recording on. Whatever you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. I'm like, okay. So they put the folder right there. I'm like, can I see what's in the folder? They're like, you got to ask some questions first. No, take me back to my cell.
Fuck. You didn't have like a
I didn't have an attorney with me.
Or anybody.
I knew the ropes already. I just wanted to see if they was going to show me what they had.
Damn.
But it didn't work like that. It took me back to the, to the holding tank. The gun. So I got out for the gun. No. They read. That's when they had rebooked me. I got out. They called me. Like, you come get your gun. Because I had a gun. I had a CCW, a license to carry.
Okay.
I was a security guard. Feel me?
Gotcha.
So I'm like, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, it's smooth. Then that's when they rebooked me.
Damn. So they got you like that. They tricked you, basically.
Yeah, they tricked me. I feel
even with that license to carry, though, that's kind of crazy.
That's because the caliber wasn't on there. I had all higher calibers.
Okay, and that's like some type of violation or something? Like they tell you right there when you carry it, you got to, all the rules or whatever?
It's a trick to it when you're a security guard. You can carry it, but it's a weeble wobbler. It's loopholes. Like, say, for instance, if I'm working security right now, I'm on my way to work. I can have it on me, on my person, because I'm going to work. You feel me? I'm going to work.
Yeah.
But if I'm off duty, I can have it in the vehicle. At that time, they were saying you got to have it in a lockbox with the I forgot, but you got to have it locked with the slide in it, and it's locked.
Right.
It can't harm nobody.
Yeah.
And it can't be loaded. But now they got it to where they changed a lot of laws, and I ain't even read up on them. But back then, it was in my trunk, and it wasn't on my person. You feel me? So I'm figuring I'm gonna be all right, but it didn't work that way.
Damn. That's fucked up.
So that fucks up all your
everything.
And you get what? Who processes that? You just randomly get paperwork saying like your thing's been denied or something like that?
What you mean by denied?
Your
license, they revoked it. They revoked it.
But you don't file nothing. It's them.
No,
whoever
they do
the
all
court
that.
system. And
Once it's in the system, I've caught a case, and
Damn,
it violates my rights of the Constitution. It's a wrap. They send me the envelope. Well, they saying never again, but I've been doing my homework. So it's like I said, it's loopholes.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
That makes sense. so this wasn't your first exposure to like even being incarcerated, or that was your first exposure to being someone incarcerated.
Like experiencing myself, yes,
Yeah.
but exposed to it, no. I have uncles. My father did time in prison, then he also did time in Fed. So,
oh shit,
yeah.
So you're surrounded by it there. So you would hear the stories. You know what's going on. You know how things go.
Yeah.
Now I want to hear what your experience was like, because you already knew this game. You already knew what it was like. So what was it like when you got in for that case, the 9-year case?
Oh, okay. The 9-year case. Well, like before, like I said, the time I went in county, I got my uncle and I had my mom's. They in my ear. My pops, he's in the feds at this time.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, he corresponding through letters here and there, but I have my mom's and I have my uncle. They telling me, they giving me the ropes. Sleep light. Like they basically telling me what to do. Don't mess with drugs and don't mess with punks. Feel me? And don't let nobody palm play you. So them was the fundamentals I had. And I just moved and kept them with me. It got me through it.
Now when this happened, you had a kid too.
I got a daughter.
You just had a daughter.
At the time from county when I caught the when I went to county jail, yes. No, prison, you're right. You're right, I'm wrong. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah. My daughter was born 2011. So my daughter was 1 when I went to jail.
What was that like? Were you thinking about your daughter when you got incarcerated?
Yeah, all the time. Being at the circumstances and the situation she was in, I mean, how could I put this? I mean, any father's gonna worry about their child. And that's my firstborn, only child. And I hadn't even got a chance to even really bond with her like that. I mean, I was having her from time to time, but things happen, you know.
Right.
So yeah, it bothered me, but it got to a point where I would write her every day, and I wasn't getting no response. So I'm asking her mother, like, "Is you even reading my letters to her?" No. Say less. Stop writing.
Damn.
I'm not finna waste my energy. Like I still sent her cards, but I just stopped writing. So yeah, it bothered me. I had a card made for her on her second birthday. I was in reception in North Kern Valley. I got a picture drew over, say happy second birthday and all that. And I want to say it was this picture I got drew on it.
Damn, that's dope. That's nice too. That's your daughter right there.
Yeah.
That's tight, man. So now you were thinking about your daughter. You were going through. Now, what was it like going through reception for you there?
I mean, reception, I ain't gonna lie, that's my first time in prison. Yeah. I'm jittery.
or real quick, just to even take it back a little bit, did you know that you were gonna get broken off with that much time, knowing that it was your first time with a real case, and 9 years is steep for a fucking.
I was actually looking at 17.
Oh shit! Okay, got you.
I was actually looking at 17, and I had
what they call it, a home invasion or
they call it residential burglary.
Residential,
because it was broad daylight, nobody was in that house.
So that sounds like the severity of it though shouldn't be at a 17-year range. You know what I mean? Like it's that sounds like you just breaking and entering.
See, my previous case, like I said, I had took a deal. You feel me? I took a deal for I did 270 with half, 3 years formal probation, and I was on a different type of probation. I was on formal probation for the gun, and I was on a different type of probation for the burglary. But I violated. So my lawyer told me, you violate, you're getting 5 years off top. Okay.
So it was a joint suspension.
Nah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I was on probation. It was just, it's basically like, okay, you gonna do this time, we gonna let you out on supervision. But if you violate it, you're going to state prison.
That's it, you're done.
Yeah.
Damn.
So as I'm sitting, I'm like, 5 years? Okay, well, I know what's coming with it. But then they said 17. I'm like, how? Oh, this, all that, these enhancements. So I'm like, okay. So I try to get smart. I'm in the county jail. I'm reading the law books, everything. I'm reading them. I could do this, I could do that. I can't do this, I can't do that. Wrote a letter to the judge, all that. But they didn't take. I had a public defender, so they really didn't take nothing into consideration. Only thing they took into consideration was for me to go to fire camp. So when I figured that out, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take this time. I'm going to go to fire camp, and they're going to knock time off, which is what actually happened. And that was just how it worked.
So at the end of that whole thing, they ended up, you took a deal?
Yeah.
Or they maxed you out?
No, the max was 17. I took a deal.
So the max was 17. And what, right before trial or something, they hit you with
I wasn't going to trial. I wasn't going to hang myself.
So, I wouldn't either. 17 as opposed to what?
First time in prison, just had a daughter now.
Yeah.
I'm not finna take that 17, but I'm finna see what's the lowest I could get. And it was that 5. They gave me 5 years. They gave me a double up for 2 years. They gave me 2 years for the burglary. All my time came from a violation.
That's nuts, bro. I'm sure you were sick. Wow.
I mean, to a certain extent, but it was a blessing. It got me out the way.
Correct. And it's fucked up. I tell people, we say this shit all the time. We have to, in our communities, we have to learn hard lessons like that in order to shape up. For some reason, your mom can tell you, pops can whoop you, but it's gonna take something like that. You know what I mean? To really.
I don't mean to catch you. My mom used reverse psychology on me. She literally told me, "Go to jail. I'm not coming to visit you." So for a while it worked, but I'm like, it is what it is. I mean,
at a certain point, right?
Yeah, at a certain point, because I'm doing worse than this. I got caught for something minor. Feel me? So that's why I say it was a blessing in disguise. I could have either be dead or doing life right now.
100%. How many homies do you have that probably either not got but or why, like you said, while you were busted, shit happens. You know what I mean? And you're like, damn, if homeboy would have caught a sentence, he would have still been here.
Right. Actually, this is crazy because I was on a tier with one of my homies. His name was Chris Lane. He was on the tier together in the county jail. We was hanging with each other on the streets. And he caught a case. And right before he caught that case, I was with him, but I wasn't on the case with him, if you catch my drift.
Yep.
So I hit the tier and I hear him. I get happy. I'm like, cool, I'm not alone. I with a homie who I really was rocking with. But it messed me up because when I actually took my time to catch the chain, I think I was in prison for like a month. A year or 2 years. And he died. He got killed. And nobody told me. So I'm asking, man, what's up? What's going on with the homie?
Yeah.
It took for one of my other homies to tell me, like, man, he dead. I'm like, huh? He like, yeah, he got killed at the train station. Like, we don't know exactly what happened, but he died at the train station. And it really bothered me because when I was on the streets with him, I knew he used to catch the train. And he used to ask me like, man, let me hold something. I'm like, here, go ahead. I know where you're going. I wasn't there. So it was like, dang. And it messed me up.
Yeah. That shit will definitely get you thinking, man, like, fuck. Because, there's some situation where a homie might be like, nah, I'm cool. I'm going this way, so no. But then you send him off by himself like that, and something like that happens, God forbid, and you got that shit weighs heavy on your conscience. You know what I mean?
And I'm like, dang, like I really would have been dead or doing life if I hadn't caught this time.
Got you, man.
We was running wild.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. So you were what, 20, 21, 20?
I was 19.
19?
No. Turned 21. Yeah, I was 20, right? My daughter was born at 20. 21. I was 21. I turned 21 in the county jail.
Is that right?
Singing, Lisa, it's your birthday from The Simpsons because I was watching The Simpsons. I'm singing to myself, keeping my spirit lifted. And that also bothered a lot of people. I didn't care. I'm doing my time. You doing yours. Don't bother me.
What'd you do on your 21st in there?
I think I made a graham cracker cake. We call them pies, but they call them cake and pies. Use the bananas, the jelly, crunch up cookies, graham crackers, get the peanut butter, put it on top.
Sounds fire as hell.
It is.
That sounds hella fire.
Yeah. I'm just chilling, watching. I want to say Simpsons and 2.5 Men. No, it was either Anger Management, 2.5 Men, and Anger Management. Yeah.
That's how you know it's a throwback. 2.5 Men. That used to be popular. I used to love 2.5 Men. With Charlie Sheen?
Charlie Sheen.
No, I remember that. And the whole cases he had going on and stuff.
Man,
Yeah,
it was
bunch
popping.
going on.
So you get broken off. You take a deal for, was it 9?
It took 9 years. 9 years,
85 or something?
9 years with 80%, which is 7 years, 2 months.
Got you. And that was at the time that they changed 85. Did that ever really happen?
They was talking about changing.
They was talking
when
about
I got the reception, they was talking about it. They gonna change your percentage and all that. I'm like, man, I don't want to believe that till I see it.
Nah.
But I'm getting a brochure, looking at it like they gonna change it. So I'm like, oh, I might be coming home early. So I just kept it in the back of my mind.
You're like, fuck it. I got the 9. I'm gonna probably do 7, and it might be even less than that, right? So yeah, shit. Take us through the whole reception process, or catching the chain even in the tanks, and then when they put the little, the white marker on there, and they're like, you're going here, and you're like, all right, I'm going there, I guess.
So yeah, like I said, I got sentenced March 20th because I did a speedy trial. April 15th is when I caught the chain. No, April 15th is when I landed. Yeah, the same day. I landed at North Kern Reception.
What's that, Delano?
Yeah.
Yep.
North Kern Valley, yeah. So I get there, like I say, I'm jittery. It's my first time in prison. Cracking the gates. We got our rows. We walking. They sending people to different buildings. So like I said, I'm jittery. I get in there. You got the tower. It's 2 pods, A side and B side. So I get in there. We got the porters. The porters only ones be on their own. They ask you where you from, this and all that. And there was no issues. I get to the whatchamacallit. My mind stays, okay, when I get, I'm like, all right, who I'm finna have to deal with? But I don't have to deal with nobody. Why? It just worked that way. There wasn't nobody in there who I really had to deal with, as far as a scuffle. I only had 3 scuffles the whole time.
That whole time?
That whole sentence.
Just in general?
Just in general, I had 3 scuffles.
Damn, that's a little bit, huh?
That's because I wasn't on no BS. I was doing my time. If you come away, I'm going to deal with you. You either go in there tripping. I didn't, you got some people going, they trying to make a name for themselves.
Yeah.
I wasn't really on that. Because all throughout high school, a lot of people knew me already. I'm known for fighting. But like I said, I'm not had no scuffles. We go to yard. Who was I in there with? It was a couple people. Somebody named C-Light. Who else? Tech. They're from a neighborhood, up Alondra. Who else was in there? Them really the only 2 people I was conversating with, really. You feel me? Because we from the same card, Keyways. So then go to yard. Dub, huh? Yeah. I mean, you could say that.
That's what it was a while. This was
politics,
2009, 10. I don't, stuff probably changes.
So we go to yard, play basketball, buzz down, and just run your program every day.
What'd you think about that? As far as fuck, is this really this is a routine. This is a get down every day. Just get up, dress up, walk in a chow, come back, wait for yard to open. Did that make you think fuck, this can I do this forever?
It did. I mean, I thought about it this ain't something I want to do forever, but I'm knowing how I'm moving. You feel me? And then Makes sense. Like you said, you talking about experience. He didn't actually pull it on me, but I was at somebody's door. He was a down move. We used to chop it up because I was up under him. And we used to talk to each other through the cell or whatever. He rapped and all that. So I go to his sliding door and we chop it up, put a banger at the door on me.
Oh, shit.
So I'm thinking okay, let me go back to to my cell or whatever. Now, man, when I just start carrying it on me. I mean, he was cool, but you never know. You never know when it's going to go up. So I had always stay on defense 24/7. And it's a mind thing when you're in it because you're always in your head. And my biggest thing was don't crash out. I mean, if you gotta go, you gotta go, but just don't crash out. And that's just what it was.
And that was just reception.
That was just reception.
That was just reception. How long did you last there before you got sent out to wherever you went?
August. I got the Old Folsom State Prison, August.
Old Folsom, how's that? Tell us a little bit about that, man.
Man.
Old Folsom is, if I'm not mistaken, and I haven't been there, but I heard Folsom 4s, playing card games, like a bunch of sayings and shit happen from that prison because it's one of the original ones. And if I'm not mistaken, they say it has some of the smallest cells, right? Because it's an old school prison.
Like
so
literally,
it was
my shoulder touches my rack and the wall.
That's ridiculous.
I'm serious.
Where's the bed at?
All right. How can I put this? I was on B3 cell 1, 2. I'm gonna say 5 or 6. So I'm on this side of the building. At the time, I was on A side at first. So you go in, they gotta rack the bars. Like they stand at the end of the tier where the stairs at. They pull a lever and it opens the front bar and the back bar. So as you go in there, my bed is on my left. So I'm walking in there literally, shoulder on rack, shoulder on wall.
With a dude in there already?
Was I in there with somebody?
Because you know that adds another element to it. You're like, fuck, I gotta get in there with the. We barely fit my damn self, and I gotta,
at the time because I had a couple cellies.
Got you.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even remember who I was at that moment. I don't really remember who was in there with me. I had a homeboy who I knew from the streets. He ended up in the cell with me. But when I first got there, I was on A side first tier, and they put me with a cell with an OG named Tony McKinney, and he was in there. They gave him life.
Damn.
And he ended up going pro per, and he went home.
So he pro per is basically becoming your own lawyer. So that means he put in the work,
Like,
knew the
like to a
motions.
certain extent, he went pro per. He had lawyers, but the lawyers wasn't helping him, so he had to do his own work. You feel me?
Yeah.
And
Most of the time, they got to do all the research of all the case law. Then they present it to the lawyer, basically cutting the lawyer's job in half. Then they'll feel a little more willing to help. You know what I mean?
And once I seen him go home from facing life over something petty, I think it was a domestic violence.
Jesus.
I mean, he was a good dude. He was a part of what was he part of? It was a fraternity. I can't think of it, and I don't even want to say the wrong one, so I'm not even gonna try to say it. Yeah. It was a good dude. Drove trucks, all that. He had a good life. It's just dealing with a crazy individual, and it landed him where it landed him.
Could he have had like strikes already, prior strikes maybe?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, so that would probably led him to his life sentence.
Yeah, he did. But like I say, he went home. They called him to roll it up. I was happy for him. Like, okay, this is the beginning of me going home. I had a couple cellies go home though.
How much time did you have in at this point when you landed in Folsom after fighting your case?
At
and all
this
that?
time, I was still fresh.
Fresh. Yeah, because you did what, 3-4 months in reception, maybe fought your case for what, a year, if that?
No, I fought my case for 90 days. No. Okay.
Oh, you said speedy trial,
January,
bro. Yeah.
90 days.
Damn, that was fast.
I caught my case January 15th on Martin Luther King birthday, which is ironic. January, February, March, April. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's people that are fighting the cases for years, right?
Yeah.
And then from there they get theirs.
Yeah. January 15th, I caught my case. March 20th, I was sentenced.
God damn.
Yeah, I wasn't
That's
to play with
actually
him.
pretty fast. What was like kind of like how were you keeping your sanity during that time? Like, because obviously you had to do that. There's a certain way that you had to do that.
Yeah.
You started talking about too. You had to control your anger.
I had to cut my emotions off.
How were you doing that? What were your practices?
I don't even know how I did it. I just did it. I mean, they'd come back, but when they come back, they flood like they hit me.
Yeah.
I mean, but I ended up doing it, and it worked for me.
You started taking these kind of classes when? Like, how far in were you in when?
When did I start taking them classes? I think I was about probably 2-3 years in, because when I first got there, I wasn't classified yet. And I got tired of sitting in the cell. So when they call yard, I'm on the yard. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's good. I'm busting down, but it's like they got different tables. You know, it's politics. It's sanctioned off. You feel me? So the area, where I was supposed to go, I'm sitting back evaluating it. Like, okay, he my age, he the baby, and then we got all these OGs, and then I'm also on the yard with individuals who on the streets I did not get along with. But it's like, while I'm on the yard with them, I really can't do nothing.
Yeah.
So, a prime example. It was a dude named Blue from the east side. Then there was another dude named Baby C-Night. He's across the street from our neighborhood. And this dude, our neighborhoods don't get along. So, when I got there, I spent the track, I kept it myself. They found me. They're like, man, we've been looking for you. I'm like, what's up? So when they told me who they was, Blue introduced himself first. And the other dude introduced himself. Blue read my body language. Once he read my body, he like, no, we ain't doing that. I'm like, what you mean? He like, that ain't how this work, youngster. So that's when I put it in my mind, like, all right, I'm just gonna stay away from these dudes. You feel me? Because I'm on the streets, I would not be cool with them. No, I'm straight. But it was one individual and went to high school together. His name was what was his name? They call him Baby. I'm gonna leave it at Baby. So when I got off Fish Row, we went to high school together. We had words before, but we ended up cool. He ended up feeding me. I didn't have nothing. He gave me some rice, soups, beans, and all that. We cool. It just showed me how real of an individual can be when they get to prison. Even around his homies, he didn't switch up on me. Feel me?
Yeah.
So like I said, he shot me some beans, soups, and all that. And that's when my mind got to opening up. Like there's more to it than this. Like in here. So that's when I'm like, all right, I see how I gotta move. I bust down with him. I bust down with a couple other people. My celly Dirt. He was a cool associate from the streets I knew. We had like our own little group who we, worked out with. But at the same time, like I said, that section where we hung at, I'm sitting here looking at the OGs, listening to them. It's just nonsense. And they got a thing called arrested development. And all these old heads got life. 75% of the population there had life.
Damn.
And I'm looking and listening like, and it came a time where I had words with these OGs. And it's like, one of the OGs like, man, he was a bully, bro. I'm not no bully, big dog. I'm just not going for what he going for. I mean, I'm not going for what he comes sending my way. So it's like, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I ain't got no issues with you, but every time you come in with something crazy, I'm going to voice my opinion to you till you get the point. You're not finna roll over, and I'm not taking your BS, bro. It's not that he was picking on me or bullying me. It's just the nonsense he was trying to feed us. And I wasn't feeling that. So that's just how I got to moving. I played chess with some OG. I played chess with an OG named Bam, an OG named Podog. OG and Bam and Podog, them the two who really got my mental going when it came to that chessboard. And that was another thing that kept me going. I played chess, chess, spades, and what else do we have? Chess, spades. Really, that's all. And that's really all I played, chess and spades, and I work out.
Damn.
And then there's certain people, I don't mean to cut you off, then there's certain people who I just wouldn't even indulge in because these are my activities, you feel me? That's what I do to pass time or mess with the phones with them stress boxes. So I probably call them like twice a month or probably sometimes once, but like I said, that's how I got through the day on the yard. Instead of sitting there chopping up about BS or the lies or just
telling war stories, huh?
Yeah. Got time for that?
Did you search out programs and shit like that, or what point did you find out that hey, they offer shit outside of just going to the yard all day?
Yes, I did, and I was touching on it, but I ended up going on another subject.
No, all good.
Like I was saying, that first sale I ended up in with Anthony McKinney. I said Tony McKinney. Anthony McKinney.
OG, you said.
OG, he's OG. And he like, man, you get you a job. You could go to school. Like, he was one of them type of OGs.
Gotcha.
He instilled the etiquette in me that I needed. You feel me? And it's not to me like going to prison. It was like another school for me. And that's how I took it. Like I'm soaking up game, depositing, it was good. But to touch back on what we were talking about, once he told me that, because I was always sitting in the cell. He like, man, you get up out the cell, youngster. I'm like, and do what? Go to the yard and deal with them? I don't want to deal with them. And I mean, you need to figure something out. This ain't healthy. So I ended up going to the hang room, which was the education room. The hang room is where they used to hang people, like you said, Old Folsom is known as. It's very, very old prison, and it's what's the word? It's famous.
Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't even know that was like the history behind that.
Prison. What's Folsom Prison Blues? Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Damn, it fucking sucks. I don't know what you're talking about.
And it's unprison related. Well, I guess it is, but Johnny Cash sang a song about it. Shit went famous, viral.
So once he got to giving me that game, I started acting upon it. So like I said, I went to the hang room. I tried to get my GED knockoff time. I played stupid on the test. I got a 7.7. But once they tested me again, they're like, nah, something ain't right.
So what do you mean? Because you didn't have a GED at
No,
the
I
time?
have a high school diploma.
Okay, so you're like, I'm gonna try to do it or whatever.
Yeah,
and they let you in.
I was trying to
and
finesse the system.
Okay.
I mean,
that makes sense though. Yeah,
I'm around criminals. You feel me?
yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah, you get what they say. If you get milestones for that, why not? I'll shoot it my way. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. So when I was trying to do the GED thing, it didn't work for me. That was like, man, we're gonna make you a tutor. I'm like, a tutor?
Oh, really?
Nah,
That's
they
a
flipped that.
Yeah, they
because they retested me. Like I said, I played dumb. Because when I was in reception, it was like, you could do the GED program and they knock off 6 months. I'm like, say less. I played dumb on the test. So as I got the old folks, and that's when they made me the tutor or whatever. I think I was a tutor for like, I want to say 2-3 weeks. Called me PIA, got a job pressing license plates.
Okay. And PIA, for those that don't know, prison industry authorities, in the prison system, they're probably the best paying job you could get. So a lot of, especially the only thing is, like, if you're on a yard with a bunch of lifers, they want the big pay numbers, right? They want all the dollar an hour pay numbers, and that's how much you're really getting paid, right? We over there fighting for 60 cents pay number is a crazy number. Like, I'll take it. 60 cents an hour.
60 cents an hour.
And that's like literally, so think about this. If you work in the kitchen, that's like 14 cents an hour or something like that, right?
Something like that.
So
That's a
PIA,
big-ass difference.
people want to go to PIA, you know, so. License plate, what was that like? I've heard about it. I thought that was, I would always trip out. California license plate being made in prison.
Yeah. I mean, that was another experience for me. I got to learn how to run them. I ended up becoming a lead on the machine. Like you say, I started off at 30 cents. I had to work my way up. I ended up maxing out at 65 because I was, once I found out I was eligible to fire camp, I'm like, ooh, I tried to go to welding.
Okay.
But when I went to welding, it didn't work how I wanted it to work for me. So I went back to license plates. And that's when I worked my way up to lead. But like I said, I'm proud I got to run in the machine. I'm telling everybody else what to do. It was just an experience. I had to learn how to clean it, break it down. The what did they call them? I don't even remember what they called them. But yeah, they show you how to make those, the letters and the numbers, how they chop the license plate down, put the sticky on it. Like, it's a lot.
That's nuts.
Do they give you guys are you going based off a computer? Like, what kind of numbers you got to put down, or like letters and stuff?
No, they give us like, it's a job assignment. And you got to press so many license plates. So it's 3 of us on the machine. So they give us a quota. Like, okay, we got to divide it up. I probably press 5,000. Another one probably pressed 1,500, 25. Like, we got a quota to make.
Those were those type of numbers? You were really working with those 1,000 license plate type numbers? Damn.
This is a day or like a week?
Day.
Damn.
So it wasn't an easy pay number, huh?
I mean, once I mastered it, it was easy.
Okay.
It got so easy. I finished early. I go bust down with homie Randy.
Push-ups and shit.
And he was another individual that stayed on me. Integrity, like it was like I learned fundamentals while I was in there for some real individuals.
Yeah.
Some solid individuals, and they all had a gang of time. Like, it was one dude, his name was Nate. I don't even know if he's still living. He had cancer. He was Kumi. So he come to my machine one day and we have an altercation. So I'm like, Nate, leave me alone, get away from me. And I'm ignoring him. Like I said, I ignore you. So I'm ignoring him, and he said something to me, and I flashed, and he was like, "Lil whoop whoop whoop, I stab you." I laughed at him. Go get it.
Just like that, huh?
I laughed at him, like, go get it if he gonna do it, do it. We had a standoff. He's staring at me, I'm staring at him. But from then on, he was just testing me. From then on, it's like, he was giving me game as well after that. Like, youngster, you need to get out of here, get you a truck, which I ended up doing, get you a job, take your multivitamins, take care of yourself. Your health is wealth. Like, he was really instilling some things into me. Get out, don't get to playing with them guns. They gonna stretch you out. I had a couple of them telling me that. But that's further down the road. But I did end up catching in a gun case, and they tried to stretch me, but I beat that.
So you get into it with the OG kind of whatever, but you realize that he has some game to offer.
Yeah.
You know what's one thing about that used to trip me out? I when I landed on a yard with lifers, it kind of used to get me upset when I was with youngsters, and lifers used to kind of school us. And a lot of youngsters used to automatically dismiss it. But to me, it was like, this dude doesn't have the opportunity that we're going to have as far as going home. Why would I ever disrespect this dude when he showed me his ID, probably your age, looking younger than you, and I'm looking at a 60-year-old man?
Yeah.
That was the most heartfelt thing for me. And I was like, I can't do that to these dudes. You know what I mean? So I took every lesson that lifers gave me. But again, there was some youngsters where I would be like, it's just not getting through. I'm like, damn, yeah, really? Okay. You know, just used to make me think like, fuck that. I ain't gonna grow old in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm going home. I love females. I ain't coming back. So I knew that, you know, it was something that hearing those lifer stories that would kind of get instilled in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm glad though. It sounds like it had the same effect. You were receptive to it.
Yeah. Like I would sit there and I would let them talk. If they talking something, you know, legitimate that is beneficial to me, I'll deposit it. I'm a sponge. If I feel you kicking me some BS, get away from me, bro. And it depends on the type of BS you sending my way. I might even give you a piece of my mind. Yeah. I've done it before, but it's like no.
So there's a lot of maturity that took place then.
A
lot of maturity.
Yeah. But the only thing that kept throwing everybody off, I laughed a lot.
Like, is that kind of like a coping thing that you were doing? You feel like, or
for me,
because you do it now, you're still doing it now.
For me, it really depends. But yeah, I learned to use it as a coping thing because it's like I learned people, they play games, they play mind games, and knowing that my caliber of individual, some people will still just play with me. So I'm gonna brush you off and ignore you. But when I give you what you're asking for, you're gonna be shell shocked. But a lot of people do that and play victim.
I was just playing with you. I was just fucking with you.
No. But yeah, I'm gonna cut you. But yeah, like that's how I cope. Like all my cellies, I mean not all of them, because some of them are just miserable and bitter.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. You get some dudes that been there 20, 30 years and they hate life. They hate everybody, you know? You come in the cell and they just looking at every single one of your moves, right?
I've even had an OG come to the cell and think he was gonna take over my cell.
For real?
Yeah.
What was that interaction like?
It was funny to me. The aftermath, it was funny to me. Because, all right, they got this thing called a lower bunk chrono. And I had the lower bunk. And me being the individual, I'm a respectful individual. So I got everybody coming by the cell. Why you got the OG on the top rack, youngster? Man, get away from my cell.
Oh, my boy, you ain't right. You got OG on the top.
So one of the OGs that was there, he talked to me like, man, whoop-de-whoop-wop. I'm like, no, bro. So then they sent the police up there. And I'm like, you know what? You go ahead and take it. But he ended up getting kicked out the cell anyway because he said something crazy to me and I flashed on him. And when I flashed on him, it's like, and then he's from a neighborhood. We had a history with him. So it's like, you feel me? I don't know how to say it, but it's like I said, my neighborhood had a history with him. Well, not even them. It was people that they dealt with, but they was cool. They was like this. And I'm looking at him like, okay, they putting you in here with me. I got to try to be as mature as possible because I'm not trying to catch no time and mess up my date.
Yeah.
Right.
So push came to shove. He said something to me. I wasn't feeling it. Told him, stop talking to me. You got to go. I said some crazy stuff to him. Like, it got to the point where it almost went to blows. But then I'm thinking about if I whoop him out, that's another case. No, I'm just going to get him up out of this cell. So OGs get to coming down to my cell again. Man, what's going on in here, youngster? Nothing. Ain't nothing at all. I mean, y'all know how you OGs get. And it was one person who I ended up really opening up to, and the homies got him up out of that cell before it went bad.
So it's a thing. It's a so you have to ideally the respect is having the OG at the bottom line. It's like that's
if it's an older dude,
that chrono.
Yeah,
because you got to climb up to the top rack.
I would do it as a courtesy if he was a lifer, an older dude. But I get you. Luckily I never been in a situation where I had somebody like, hey, let me get that bunk. Yeah, that's a little different.
And they play a lot of mind games.
Exactly.
Chess. They try to manipulate you, take advantage of you. Yeah. And when you first meet me, I'm chill, I'm mellow, I'm goofy, goober, I laugh. Everybody think it's sweet. Then they try something.
Take advantage, huh?
Well, they think they're about to.
So now, when did you actually start taking like the actual ear management stuff? That was,
I think I was almost a year or 2 years to fire camp. It was an OG that they put me in the cell with. His name was Shane. Good dude.
Still in Folsom?
No, he's home. He's home now.
No, but I mean, okay. So you were doing license plate still?
Yeah.
And you already had kind of put in the motion to try to get to fire camp. Okay.
So like I said, I'm in the cell. We ended up catching a phone case together.
Damn.
And it was his phone, but I'm like, bro, I'm not finna go in there and say nothing. I'm not. And he took it.
Yeah. And you got to imagine, if the cops find something in a cell, there's only 2 people in there.
Bingo.
That part.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
It starts questioning things like who's gonna take it.
Yeah.
If it's a lifer that hasn't had a write up, do you want to take it? But remember, you're getting 90 days no get back. So, or is the lifer gonna say, you're a youngster, you're going home, I'm here forever, let me take it? You got to think about those things in situations like that.
And it was just the caliber of people who I had around me. They was just, most of them was good, genuine individuals. He could have been like, man, you going home, you have to take this.
Right.
But we talk, and I'm like, all right, what's the move? What you want to do? I'm like, I'm not finna go in there and dry snitch, none of that. He told me go in there, tell him talk to him. I'm like, bro, is you serious? I mean, he said, you're not telling on me. He took the case.
Yeah, technically, yeah, shit.
That's what he told me. I said, that's what you want, He like, man, just, you ain't got to say too much. Just be like, man, talk to him. That's it, talk to him.
And he was a lifer?
Yeah, but he ended up coming home.
Good. So even that's good, man. Luckily it's shifting.
Yeah.
Those were horror stories. People would get caught up even in a riot, and that'll ruin their chance of parole. But now people are looking past that, and a lot of dudes are getting out even with recent write-ups like that. Probably not. You can't have 10 of them back to back, but they're working with you before. You would be denied another 10 or something for anything. Even having extra clothes or whatever.
I've seen people get denied at board, go back and forth, 5-year denial, 3-year denial, 1-year denial. You got to bring this. Go get you some more certificates, chronos, education.
We did a guy that was like what, five, six times. And this guy, we had a guy that did like 5 or 6 times, finding life. We had interviewed him, and he eventually got denied. So he got approved by the board, and then he got denied during those 60 days.
The governor, yeah. And he still made it though. Luckily, the governor, they put in some type of motion, but So at this point in your sentence, you know that you want to do fire camp for sure. That's already
that was my plan from the jump.
That was the plan. But because of the time, or also because you're like freedom. You heard you get big ass bags of candy bars.
I was told you'd only do a third of your sentence.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was my game plan from the jump. I'm finna go do this time. I'm gonna go to fire camp, come home. And first, I ain't gonna lie, first they didn't want to let me go because they had me on an inhaler. But I'm like, I don't need this crap. I don't need it.
But you did though.
To a certain extent, I made my lungs stronger. Like when you got asthma, you have to build your lungs and make them stronger.
Right.
Yeah, I want to make them stronger.
So you're going to camp then. So
I went to camp. Yeah. Everybody like, oh, you going to camp? We happy for you. We proud of you. Don't blow it. They got this. They got that. It's like a level 1. It's open. Like they giving me the heads up. And some of these people ain't even been to camp. They found they dream was probably to go to camp. So when I finally get there, no. All right. They had me roll it up, go to R&R. I had to take this drive all the way up north to either it was Clear Lake or Lower Lake, one of the two. It was a town inside of a town. So I land there, Conservation Camp 27, Canoctai.
So you don't go to Jamestown or nothing like that?
Oh, that's what I was supposed to say. I went to Susanville first. Excuse me.
And so real quick, Susanville and Jamestown, are they like receptions for? Yeah. And I never been. I don't know.
Fire camp.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so I always.
But they probably changed it up now. Because I know somebody who literally just went there, and now he's at a regular prison. So I don't know. I ain't been in there, so I'm not.
But at the time, that's what it was. Everybody.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. So I make the Susanville. I got to go through the whole process of seeing the counselor again, this, and all that. And when you get here, it's like they call it Susie's house. The how could I put this a suitable word? Susie house, the White House.
Got you.
That's what they call it, the White House. So it's like it looks like a hotel, like it's just a big building. They got the the yard. Then it's on another side. It's just like, I'm not gonna say it's fascinating. It's just like, dang, like I'm sitting here going through this experience is something crazy. So I'm there. That's when I had another one of my fights, but it took a while for that. So I'm there or whatever, programming, working out. Everybody they seeing how I program, and it's like some people work out with me, some people wouldn't. I leave the dorm, I hit the track, go spin laps, get ready to actually go to it's PFT and FFT, physical, and then however that crap go. They got PFT and FFT, but one of them you gotta. I think that's the physical part. So
it's like a straight boot camp.
Kind of. You gotta go to class. This is when I made it to the Anderson yard. This is the lower yard. This is the 1 yard. So I went from the 3 integrated 2 to a strictly 2 to a 1. So I worked my way down the totem pole.
Is that where like you hear the stories of people running out, picking up bags?
I ain't got there yet.
Okay.
That's
a thing though. That is a thing?
Yeah, that's
okay.
a thing. That's a thing. So I get there, I'm working out. I had one fight on the actual yard, and then I got to the lower yard and had another fight. But it's like, it was all weird situations. You feel me? It wasn't nothing serious. I ended up having to talk to them afterwards, like, bro, like, what's up? Like, and they broke it down to me, like, I'm like, so you did all this for nothing?
Did you catch time for them? Hopefully not. Did you?
No, I didn't get caught. Because it actually, all right, the altercation started in the child hall. I'm half asleep, walking the child. So I get the child, I'm standing in line. I get my food, I'm eating. So as I'm eating, like I said, I'm half asleep, but I'm looking up and I'm aware of my surroundings. So the one person in particular just dogging me. I'm like, I don't know this dude. So what's going on? So me being the person I am, I'm gonna look around, see if you really staring at me or not before I do or say something.
You gave him the little 1-2. Like,
yeah, I'm looking around like, okay. And he looking at me, instantly, get up, walk over to the table. What's going on, bro? It's a Damu table, they Damus. So I'm like, what's going on, bro? Like, you know me or something? Like, you got an issue with me? He like, bro, I don't know you, but since you coming up over here, you know, we could get that. Say less. I'm in dorm 57. He come. We do our thing.
You can just walk dorm per dorm out there? But
if you know how to wiggle. I had to learn how to wiggle.
Okay.
I had to learn how to wiggle. But this person in particular at this time, he said what he said and he had to stand on that. So we came, you know, we got it out the way or whatever. He was big, taller than me. I'm a small individual. We got it out the way. And it's like that kind of set the tone. So once that set the tone, it's like, okay, I'm dealing with different individuals and everybody is not the same caliber. What I mean by that is everybody has different statuses. Like me, my cousin, you feel me? And then you got people younger than us. But like I said, that just set the tone. Like, okay, he key way from whoop whoop whoop, you know he gonna squabble up and he ain't gonna BS, he ain't gonna run his mouth about nothing. He gonna get it out the way and he gonna leave it be. So, like I said, once we got the issue out the way or whatever, I went down to his cell, not his cell, I went down to his dorm. And I'm like, hey, tell Whoop to come to the door. They're like, huh? I'm like, bro, tell Whoop to come to the door. Cause I'm like, we're in prison. He could easily just sit here and just flash on one day and just come bust on me and stab me. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, bro, what was on your mind? So I'm talking to him. Man, I was high off crystal. My girl left me. So I'm like, bro, is you serious? So we just did all that for nothing. Because you was in your feelings and high? Yeah. All right. It is what it is. Dead issue. I was going about my day.
Damn. It's like that, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get the idea of a fire camp. So fire camp is basically where you are taught, or you're doing wildland firefighter stuff, right?
You work with CAL FIRE. Work alongside CAL FIRE.
Okay, so now you're doing, do they have heavy set people going there too? So it's a mix of everything. So because I'm assuming too, they also take a look at that kind of side of the health too.
You would think, like you can't have no 400-pound dude, but if they allow it, I don't know.
But see, they got two sides of fire camp. You got the kitchen, and then you got
Okay, got you.
You got the kitchen. You got in camp, and then you actually got the field.
So okay,
the grade is what they call it. The grade.
Take us through a day of what the field would look like.
All right.
Like an intense day, or the most intense day for you, at least.
Most intense day. All right. Fire. Crew whoop 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 whoop. I was crew 3. I was part of crew 3. So they call it over there in the comm. We got to go to the CCV. They check you, make sure you ain't got them you ain't supposed to have. We got our.
That's kind of crazy. If there's a fire full blown out there, they're still worrying about checking you when it's your job to go put the motherfucker out. You know
basically,
right?
Like, because if anything goes wrong, they're liable. You feel me?
Yeah.
So this particular point in time, where was we? I think we went to the Klamath. It's further up north, and it's like we're at somebody else's camp, but while we're at their camp, we still got to fight the fire. It's just the camp that's closest. So we got to hike. First, we got to carry a pack. Pack is about 40, 50 pounds. Then you either got to carry your McLeod, your Pulaski, or you might have the Domar. The Domar is basically, you got a Pulaski. It's a Pulaski on one end, like the sharp edge on one end. Then you got to hit the wedge inside of the tree. But the dome, they call it a Domar because you got to carry the gasoline with you. or you're gonna be carrying a saw.
Jesus.
So what? One thing we didn't get to touch on though before we talk about.
Ask me how was it when I got released.
Yeah, before we asked how it was, you got released. So you were talking about like they really fed you guys pretty good when you're on the field. Like you were mentioning like sodas and like
smoothies, you said something crazy. You said you got tired of eating steak.
Yeah, they steak you to death.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they feed you good. I mean, they got a weight pile. They feed you.
Okay, you get weights too?
All that.
Damn. You know, that's one thing I've always was wishing and shit that they open it up to everybody. I don't know what it is now. Maybe they have, but
I mean, I don't know if they still have them. I'm pretty sure they do because you got to stay in shape, especially when you use a Sawyer and a puller. You got to stay in shape.
Got you. That shit is taxing as hell. You think you build muscle just off that alone? I'm thinking you do. Right?
You got supplements.
Just by fucking pounding away.
Yeah.
They give you supplements?
Nah, you order them in your packages.
Like what? Like vitamins?
They got BCCA, amino acids, stuff like that.
Damn, they really got you guys healthy out there. Oh shit!
I can't remember. Is that even on a regular yard or is that just for fire camp?
You could get the amino acids on a regular yard too, but at fire camp, that's when I really like. Okay, it's time to get my body right because I know what I want to work. I wanted to run that saw.
Gotcha. So you're aiming for that?
Yeah, it got to a point where my max was I want to say 365.
How much you weigh? At least what? 180?
At that time, I was fluctuating in between 185 and 191.
That's a lot of fucking weight, bro.
Double, bro. Almost double.
That's a lot of weight.
All right, so now take us to the day that you got released.
All right, day I got released, I ain't gonna lie, I was a bit nervous, and somebody came and picked me up, and that person drove a long way, and I didn't hear the last of it.
Because we're up there, I'm assuming it's somewhere towards Oregon.
It's a 6-hour drive.
Yeah. Damn. From there to LA?
Yeah.
That's a drive, bro. Fresh out, car sick probably.
Nah.
No, okay. Yeah, I mean,
I just had to catch myself about that. I mean,
yeah,
I was antsy. I was anxious. I'm fresh out. I mean, female didn't pick me up. How would you feel?
It was a female. Yeah, 100%.
How would you feel?
Damn, your mind's just racing, huh?
Yeah, and I also is like talking to her for so long. It's like, dang, I'm ready to get my hands on you.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
This is the one that was on the Galaxy. Yeah. Huh? This is the one you were talking to on the Galaxy phone.
Did I got? Yep.
That's
actually she bought me one of them.
Damn. So she didn't even. She's like she came to do visits or your camp was
never
visits.
Got no visits. Nuh-uh.
Not from. So it was the first time.
No, you can get visits, but I never got none because you got to think about it. I'm up north. I'm from down south.
That part, yeah, that makes sense. So this is the first time you meet this girl in person.
No, I've actually been knowing her. I went to high school with her.
Ah, gotcha.
Thanks to Mr. Guy over here.
Shout out my boy. Huh?
You got Walt chilling in the back, man. He's in the building.
But you know, I mean, it was what it was. She did what she was supposed to do. You know, she wasn't spending my money, none of that.
So how much, if you don't mind me asking, did you parole with money? Because if I'm not mistaken, you get paid from fire camp, right?
I parole with almost $3,000.
All from fire camp money?
Fire camp money, yeah. That was on my books,
what's that paid looking like? I didn't even. What's the pay number?
The pay
for
that is it's $1 a day for sure. And then when you work on the grade, you get paid $1 a day. But when you fight fires, I think it's the Sawyers and the pullers get like $2 or something like that. I don't know. It's been so long.
Shit. Oh man, but okay, there's you can walk away with a little something, and that's enough for a car. Not even a bucket. That's a solid car.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 G's fire camp. So you did right. You saved it up and you actually paroled with something. Damn. Okay.
So you're 5 years out now.
Yeah,
right?
5 years out. Yep.
What was the first thing you did when you got out?
First thing I did.
First big thing.
Where did I go? I think the first thing I did is see my daughter. She was at my mother's house.
What was that like?
I was happy, but me, I'm a strict aggressive, and my daughter must have said something, and she has my personality, and she just like me, and she wasn't feeling it.
You haven't been around.
Yeah,
you know?
She wasn't feeling it. I mean, but you know, you end up warming up. She's the type she got to warm up to you. She don't just open up to you.
And you probably have those characteristics.
Yeah,
too,
I'm where you get them from.
So now did you start looking for work? Was there like any programs that you jumped into when you got out?
When I first came home, I went and got on. I went general relief. I did that, but that was just to keep something just from buzzing in my ear.
Right.
So I did that. I was working at Alamo, by the airport, washing cars and rental car place.
Rental car.
How'd you get that? And I want to touch on that because these are people. There's people that are coming out that don't know how to get a job or don't know how to go about it that first time? You're scared. You don't know what to do. Was it someone that connected you, or was it something you got on your own?
I think my mom was on my case. She's always on my case.
Mm-hmm.
You need to figure out what you're gonna do. You got a daughter.
Right.
You know what you got to do. She just stayed on my case. I wake up on my case, go to sleep on my case, and I'm like, you know what? I got to the point where I got tired of hearing my mama's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the initiative and do it, just so I don't gotta hear her mouth. And I ended up, I think, what was that on Century? I think somebody did plug me with it. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, I went up there, put an application. They hired me that day. So I was doing that for a while, but I was on the waiting list for the union because I'm part of IB Local 47. It's a electrical workers union. So I'm on the waiting list for that.
Real quick to touch on that. How did you do that? What made you decide to go that route?
My pops.
Pops was an electrician?
Nah, he got out the feds and he started doing it.
How was that? So you guys just coincidentally got out at the same time?
He got out like 2 years before. Oh, he got on. He got on a year before me.
Okay.
Like a year or two before me.
So you get out, you do the daughter thing, you get reconnected with fam, and then you meet Pops, and he's already doing some things, and then you start picking up, again, not necessarily a pathway. You start pulling pieces of what you're like, I think I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was like, man, go get on these books.
Go get on these books,
because he know the type of individual I am.
Mm-hmm. Finessing GEDs because you smart as hell.
But I'm talking about as far as the street wise. He know how I could get. But what's so crazy is I kind of got a couple of his attributes as well. I mean, it's kind of weird because I didn't meet my father until I got out of prison.
Wait, what?
That's nuts, bro.
But yet you followed the footsteps that he got.
Yeah, because
that's a trip.
That phone and correspondence.
He was busted your whole upbringing?
Majority of it. I think he went to jail when I was like 4 or 5.
That's powerful.
Damn, that is wild.
If I'm
That's
not
crazy.
mistaken.
So through those correspondences, then you guys, I guess, what did you see in him that you're like, I need to listen to him? Was it the idea of him being your father?
No.
What was it then?
It was an idea. He came home and he got his stuff together.
That you could do it too.
Mm-hmm.
How fast did he get into the union?
That I couldn't answer. I wasn't on the streets. I don't know.
God,
Because he was out that year and a half.
Yeah,
Almost
he was out. Yeah, something like that.
So now you applied to the union. Now in between that, because how long was that process to even get in?
I was on
to
the
even
waiting
start?
list March, April, May, June, July, August. I was on the waiting list for 6 months.
That's fast.
But that's just to get called or to come do an application type shit, right?
No. Yeah, you're right.
Something like
you
that.
gotta be on the books. You get a call out. You get 3 times a miss. And when they called me, I went down there, filled out the app, and I was working for, I want to say Drake. Either it was Drake or Pro Traffic. Yeah, one of those two.
So immediately upon completing that application, they called you, they dispatched you. That's nuts. No experience.
No experience.
At that, then people don't know an apprenticeship is that. Right. They understand that a first period apprentice is learning, and then second, third, fourth.
But see, that's for the line side. You got the linemen, which like all these power poles.
Okay.
That's the electrical part. They change out the lines, the can, or they might even have to change out the pole and switch everything around. And the linemen, they work up there. Then you got the groundmen, like you're talking about the apprenticeship. They gotta work themselves up that totem pole, but they getting paid off of, if I'm not mistaken, journeyman's wages or journeyman's salary, something like that.
Ooh, that's good. How much is it on average for that?
Everybody's gotten a raise, so I don't know. I don't know.
So, but what about like drug testing? Because isn't drug testing
they do all
component to it?
that. But see, they know this line of work. It's felons and drug users. I mean, how they get around it? Couldn't answer that.
Right.
Yeah.
They know who they're working with.
But they know.
What was your experience like learning that stuff? Because I mean, you're a smart individual, so coming into it, you're ideally already book smart. You already kind of
somewhat,
knew
yeah.
math. But what was the challenges that you had going into it?
The challenges was, all right, I was started off at a book 3. I'm a lead now, I'm a book 1. Started off at a book 3. Now, being a book 3, it's up to you. either you gonna learn it and you gonna irritate your lead to teach you, or you just gonna sit back and listen to what they do. Me, I got to irritate them because I want to learn. You feel me? Some people will teach you voluntarily. Some people will just give me this, go do that. Me, I'm asking questions. Like, I'm asking questions to the point where I'm irritating you. And that's just how it worked for me. But I end up learning it.
Nice.
One of the biggest things that I assume comes with it is you have to know math. How true is that?
The math part of it is you got to learn your distances, your speeds, your spacing. Yeah, that's what
math is a thing then.
Yeah,
huh?
math, it's a part of it. Yeah, you got to learn. You drop your closure based off the speed limit that's posted.
Okay, that shit sounded. I don't
know
what it was, but it sounds fire.
I ain't gonna act like I do yet.
Like, prime example, 35. If we were working on the 35, I gotta know where to drop my first sign, the space between that one and my second one, the space between the third one, and from that third one, well, depending on what type of setup you're doing. I'm talking about the right lane right now. You drop 3 signs, and then you got to do a taper, and you got to run it buffer and work zone.
Now all these words are like stuff you're learning from the books and stuff, right? Do you have like a mentor that you go look up to that has been helping you out through your
when I first started, there was a guy named Alofa, which was at Pro Traffic. He taught me a whole lot. Who else? Right now, there's another guy named Ron Salone. He's my GF. He taught me some things too. Like I'm a sponge. If I see you know what you're doing, I'm gonna soak it up, or either I'm gonna get to asking you questions.
How important is that? Like, I kind of want you to touch on that. How important is mentorship? Because I think some people don't value the idea of, like, mentorship.
I mean, mentorship is very important because you got some people who grew up without fathers. Father figures, any male role model, and it's like that mentorship, it helped guide you. You got people who didn't had their own trials and tribulations. They didn't been through it. They can sit here and tell you what they've been through it, how it made them feel, and all the consequences behind it. So the mentorship is like, basically, I'm trying to help you do it the right way because I did it the wrong way. And I feel it'll help you get further if the person is substance to it, like, soaking it up.
Right, that part. Now, so you're at book 3, you said right now?
No, I'm a book 1. At that point, I'm a book 1 now. I'm a lead now. But when I started, I was a book 3.
Oh, so it's kind of okay.
It's a totem pole you got to climb.
Yep.
You got to, it either goes by your hours or how long you've been working.
So it's similar to like the union. You got to earn 800 hours to get to the second level apprentice.
Bingo.
That.
Yep.
Just like that.
And they have to be out there getting a paycheck hours, right? Real hands on the job. You can't just sit around somewhere.
If you sit around, you're gone.
Yeah.
What's it like when it comes to like employment though? Because obviously, like some of the construction people, they get laid off with one person, and then it's troubling trying to find another job.
I mean, it can, like you say, it can be troubling because it'll go time like right now, they're rebidding the contracts for every 4 years. Well, this time in particular, they got to rebid for the contract for the next 4 years, and it gets slow. Like I was just at a union meeting, last weekend. And I'm sitting here listening to a dude talking, and he like, well, I keep getting the turnaround. Why? What's going on? Like, I'm a lineman. My livelihood is at stake. And it could be from a personal issue, which is not cool. It's not ethical. It's unethical. You feel me? And then it could be like, you could probably just be playing around. Or somebody in that office who they got a bone to pick with you. And it really affects them. It really affects the lineman. It affects us, too, but it's like, without the linemen, we don't have no work. Or without the tree trimmers, we don't have no work. So we gotta go to these hall meetings and basically like kind of grind and hustle. Okay, we here. We need work.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's one thing a lot of people don't think about. Like especially those in the we've been able to employ some people into the unions and they don't realize the importance of participating in this stuff. Like that's where you find these individuals. You'll meet people and you make these connections and network. So now, what is like your ultimate goal? Like I guess you say in 5 years, what would you want to see yourself at?
Well, the goals I had written down when I came home: give me a good job, get a house. What else? Car, house, business. I checked them 3 off already. It was something I had to do.
So you're a homeowner now.
Yeah.
Did time in prison come out homeowner?
Yeah.
So it was doable.
That was my 5-year plan to come home and get home.
That's crazy, my boy. Congrats.
That's lit, bro.
Congrats.
Thank you.
So it ain't far-fetched.
Nah, it's doable. It's possible.
There you go.
It starts in there. You gotta really want it. You gotta, you know how they say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I plan to get out and do good.
Yeah. You put it in stone.
Yeah.
Once you do that, there's no way around it. That's what I'm doing. That's what I said. That's what I'm going for. That's fucking amazing. That's, shit. I've been out forever, and I'm working at that right now. You know what I mean? The home. I just don't know if it's going to be Vegas or Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Better not be any of those, bro. You can't be leaving me like that. That's fucked up, bro.
Tough part, you know?
But you
think
said
about it.
business,
Here, you're going
too.
to get a fucking closet for $500,000. I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Honestly, bro. Buy yourself a little shed.
All right,
straight.
what
You said so you said business?
Yeah, I got a trucking business. Well, it's a
Right.
box truck. It's a box truck. I'm building it from the ground up right now.
Box
I got
truck
the
being-
I got the LLC. Like, all right, logistic.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, how did that?
It could be either logistic or freight, moving, furniture, stuff like that. Now, what was the question?
How did you kind of come about like that business? Is that something you thought of doing when you got out? Like you are thinking like, oh, that's it, or people put you on that?
My pops. He got a truck himself.
Ah.
He got on me about it. One of my older homies, he bought the truck and he didn't have nothing to do with it, and he blessed me with it. I bought it for what, like 15 bands?
15. Fuck, that's a lot.
I mean, I had to put work into it.
Yeah.
You know, but
You were personally driving the truck.
yeah.
Now, do you have someone doing it, or you still do it
No,
yourself?
when I figure it out, if I can't do it, I'm gonna have somebody else do it. But I'm finna figure it out. Like I do miscellaneous jobs here and there.
Gotcha.
Because I got my other main job. That's like my side hustle. You feel me?
Gotcha. That's good money too, man. You could be really pushing
Yeah.
a lot of paper with that. But
And just the fact that you open up, what did you get anybody that put you up on game about how to go about getting an LLC and all that?
I had a colleague I went to high school with. He's actually my daughter's cousin. He was on YouTube. He was like, man, I've been watching YouTube and whoop wah wah wham, this and all that. I'm like, okay. Like I said, I'm a sponge, so I soaked it up. So when I got the truck, I'm like, okay, I had to do the baby steps. Get the truck ready, LLC, my MC number, dot number, CA number. You gotta do all that. And
That's fucking amazing, man.
but see, the LLC, the numbers, my pops.
it's just so
I just be calling him, bothering him, just asking questions.
Yeah. I mean, but you got it done though, you know. So I'm glad. I'm
but
sure.
I know I'll be irritating him, so I just be leaving him alone sometimes.
Yeah. What's he tell you?
What you mean?
Like just in general, he's like, bro, I'm glad you did it. Yeah, you bugged me a little bit, but you got it done,
I mean, I hope he happy for me.
right? Yeah.
It's one of those like you don't get the affirmation that you kind of would wish, but
It gets deep, and I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah. And I can imagine. I can just imagine, bro. I don't know. I would find it hard to call somebody pops that I haven't seen, or has been through the phone, and that's just me personally. But I can imagine it can go so many ways. You know.
So you got a lot. So what, you didn't touch on the goals. So you touched on the goals that you wanted coming out, right? The home buying business. Now, what about now?
Now, I want a smoke shop, but I'm working
No way.
towards. All right, I got a brother. He rests in peace right now. Before he died, he sat me down. He had a talk with me. It kind of disturbed me because what he was telling me, it's like he knew something was gonna happen, but he like, man, like same thing my mama told me. That's why it really shocked me. You different. You not like everybody else over here. So what that's supposed to mean? I've been through most of the same stuff you've been through. He was like, nah, there's something different about you. Like, he like, man, like you've been telling me about you want to do the smoke shop thing. Do it. Get your money. Find you a location nowhere near the city, and do you like. He just used to stay on me. Like he really stayed on me, and he really grilled a lot of stuff into me. And I thank him for it, even though he's no longer here.
But that's good. The great thing is that there's these memories that will keep you once you get there.
Yeah.
You're gonna be satisfied to an extent where it's like, hell yeah, I got you. Like I did this for you, or we did for us, if anything. How far are you from doing that?
I'm at the beginning point. I'm dealing with the lawyers, the attorneys. Got a background.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So that affects you starting something like that.
Yeah. Me?
Really? I see. I'm under the. I would think like as an entrepreneur, you starting a business, I wouldn't think your background would affect you at all.
It affects me because if you need license to sell those certain things, tobacco, like you gotta have permits and stuff for that.
That makes sense.
I'll figure it out.
You will. You definitely
Yeah,
will.
I got you.
Dog.
You figured out everything else.
That
I know
part.
you got it. Ain't no, you know what I mean?
He's a homeowner,
A
bro.
homeowner,
That's
bro.
wild.
That's fucking amazing.
That's the biggest thing.
That's amazing.
But bro, we appreciate every single thing that you've done because you're able to tell these individuals.
Thank you.
Right, and we're proud of you at the end of the day. Even though we just really met today, we're still proud of you, brother. And we hope the best for you, and we hope that you'll keep grinding, and hopefully we can have you back, and you'll have your smoke shop. You have 3 people under you through your business, bro.
Speaking into existence.
Hell yeah, man. That's what you got to do. But I appreciate Walt for introducing us, man. Shout out to Walt for letting this happen, bro. It's a great story. But if you got anything you want to say, some last words to some of these individuals listening in, because man, they relate. They relate.
Hey, you know, nowadays they see you with the jersey, the chain. They want the social media, my boy. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's somebody out there, but like, who's that? That's up to you, though. I
don't care. My social media, Westside _Gizzle. WSALINE _GIZZLE. If I would have something to say to the youth or anybody in general, don't give up. Look at me. And I done been through a lot.
There you go, man. There you go, man. We appreciate you for being here.
Thank you.
Yo, make sure y'all listeners subscribe, comment, all of that, man. We love you guys. Keep it up. We read your comments, man. We read your comments. Sure. If you guys got anything going on, if someone knows how to start a smoke shop and wants to hit him up, man. You know, he's always willing to accept the mentor. So we appreciate y'all. Reentry Network Podcast.
That's what it is.
Man.
Let's get it, baby.
We out.